pleasure.
अच्छा हाँ ठीक
Oh,
आगे आओ
really?
आगे आगे
Yeah,
आगे आगे
yeah. It's a pleasure as usual to Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasa. Sitting here while listening to the other learned panelists, as well as doing some preparatory reading and study, and doing some punascharana, that is the revision. So revision is always good for the Nididhyasa. So this is a revision kind of an episode for the 12th chapter. तो जस्ट बाई पुनरावलोकन करने का एक और मौका दिया गया है शर्मा जी ने हमें. तो इसी भक्ति में हम बात कर सकते हैं एंड देन विद इन आवर परव्यू एंड आवर नॉलेज एंड आवर रेफरेंस वी हैव बीन शेयरिंग आवर ओन पर्सपेक्टिव्स एंड यही प्रयास आज भी करने की कोशिश करूंगा. So there are basically, without repeating what has been already said as usual, either by me or by the others, during these 4 or 5 episodes of the 12th chapter, or even today. So there are, I thought I would take it up in such a way that I think what is bhakti has been, I also spoke and then others have also spoken. So as a summary today, I thought that I will answer fundamental questions for the viewers and for Aam Janta. What is bhakti? How bhakti? Why bhakti? So these are the 3 questions I thought I will take it up and then try to maybe sum up or do a revision for us. What is bhakti? The definition which is given as we have all examined, just to say it in and take the help of the genius par excellence ever born on the face of earth, Shankara, Adi Shankaracharya, as I have shared earlier. Moksha karanam samagriyam tireva gariyasi and swaswarupānusandhanam bhakti vityabhidiyate. These are the 2 corollary definitions which he has given, and by वो सही जानने से हमें भी अवगत होता है एंड देन हमें क्लैरिटी आ जाती है ये भक्ति क्या होता है. So it is either it is a pratyaksha bhakti or paroksha bhakti, also briefly touched upon by the other learned panelists. That also I thought I have taken a good point from there and then thought I'll give my take on that as well. So bhakti is basically in terms of attaining the liberation, which is the chief purpose of the human birth, through the Purusharthas, so Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, or Mukti, or bliss, or liberation. That is the Parama Purushartha, and then the chief aim or purpose of life. So, what are the instruments or the tools of to reach that kind of attain that kind of a state? It's not some kind of a destination where you travel and then just reach. It is some kind of an sthiti which you will have to realize and then attain. In fact, अगर वेदांत में जाएंगे तो it is always there within us. It is like only discovering what is already there in us. So that in that sense, it is bhakti is the highest form of the instruments and then the tools that is useful. The other one is swaswarupanusandhanam. In that sense, just now what I said is स्वस्वरूपा हमारा स्वरूप एक्चुअली क्या है ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है. ये जानने की प्रयासा जो होता है वही भक्ति है. स्वस्वरूपानुसंधानम भक्ति रीति अभिधीयते. ऐसा बोला जाता है, बोल सकते हैं कि and that's how it should be told, understood, that ultimately it is finding our own nija swarupa, like who am I? So what is me? So knowing thyself, know thyself. So that is the process of knowing thyself is bhakti. That's how it was defined. Having said that, the second question comes to mind is then how? How do we do that? So for that also they have given that there are Navavidha Bhakti, Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Padasevana, Archana, Vandana, Dasya, Sakhya, Atmanivedana, which we discussed and then we have given examples also earlier. So that is how these are the 9 different ways one can, or a combination of the ways one can learn, inculcate and then attain the kripa of the Bhagavan. These are the how. most important question is the why bhakti. Why bhakti? That's what has been the dilemma. Also, why God? Why bhakti? Who is God? Who also comes? So there. That of course, depending upon one's samskaras and then the vasanas and then the karmas and the environment in which they have been brought up or maybe living makes a lot of difference. That is why Bharat or Sanatan is considered as the Punya Bhumi. The other so-called developed countries are called the Bhoga Bhumis. तो जो भोग भूमि में होते हैं द हेडोनिस्टिक प्लेजर एंड द मटेरियलिस्टिक परस्यूट जिनका चीफ पर्पस होता है that is a different pursuit. Whereas in Bharat, in India, it is the karma bhumi and then the yoga bhumi. So, and hence it is important, and that is the reason from ages immemorial the world has learnt it from India and looking forward to India, and more so even coming back to India and back to the Vedic knowledge. So that is the why. Now, why bhakti? If there is no bhakti, then what happens? If there is no bhakti yoga, only karma yoga and jnana yoga, or karma marga and jnana marga only alone are there, then what happens? We see in the world, every day to day world and every person in every aspect, we witness that in our own lives. Like, for example, karma action. The person who achieves something through different actions, acts, tends to get a lot of his confidence and then arrogance also. मैं ये कर सकता हूँ, वो कर सकता हूँ, ये किया हूँ, वो किया हूँ, ये करते रहता हूँ, ये करता हूँ, like that. People tend to make a lot of claims about themselves, about the actions that they seem to be performing or they seem to have performed, and they tend to give some kind of they are very proud about it, and then at times arrogant also about some of the actions that they may do. That is karma. And then the knowledge. There are another set of people I have come across in life in last 50, 55 years. That very often, and especially more so when I moved transition into academics in the last 3, 4 years. I'm sure Jasab, I'm sure must have experienced a lot more than me because he's been in academics. The academics में जो academic arrogance जो होता है वो ज़्यादा है जी corporate से भी ज़्यादा. Because every second fellow is a PhD there, and everybody ज्ञानी है वहाँ पे academics में. And and there are dynamics. I refuse to call them politics, but dynamics are much more active and then complex in an academic world. पिछले 3 साल से मेरे को महसूस हुआ है. 30 साल में जो नहीं महसूस हुआ है 3 साल में जान चुका हूँ academics में आके. That is a little more difficult game. In to to stay and then to please and then to excel in academics is definitely a little more difficult than in corporate. Having said that, so that arrogance comes, that knowledge also gives, मैं तुमसे भी ज्यादा पंडित हूँ, ज्ञानी हूँ, ये हूँ, मैं वेदांती हूँ, मैं समाधि में जाता हूँ, मैं इधर करता हूँ, वो करता हूँ, मेरा ये ट्रस्ट है, मेरे ये भगवान है, ये स्वामी जी है, ये इतना पैसा बनाया, like that. People tend to get even arrogant with their knowledge also. That is precisely the reason bhakti is the anchor, and that is the leveler and then the balancer. Bhakti की जरूरत इसलिए है, जो कर्म से, एक्शन से, जो अहंकारी मत बनो या तुम्हारे ज्ञान से अहंकारी मत बनो. जो भक्ति होता है, which is a symbol and the process of humility, the humbleness it creates. Because basically, what does bhakti do? You surrender yourself completely unto me, leave it unto me. Mayarpita mano buddhi, that's what he's saying. Madarpanam karo, maya vesya mano buddhi, that's what he's saying. बार बार लगातार यही कहते आए हैं, मनमना भव मत भक्तो मैया जी माम नमस्कुरु. सब कुछ ये क्यों मी क्यों बोल रहा है? इट्स नॉट अबाउट जस्ट टू, भगवान डजंट हैव टू prove to anybody by saying that मैं मेरे को ये करो, मेरे को ये करो, मैं ये कर सकता हूँ, वो कर सकता हूँ, I am omnipotent, like that. Bhagavan doesn't have to tell. A person who is actually omnipotent doesn't have to tell that. So that's why, but still, why is he saying is that is the anchor, and then that gives you the stability, because that is the stiramati. in order to स्थिरमति बनने के लिए, and to stay focused and then be humble, because humility is the mother of all virtues, and humility is only possible through surrender and an obedient and disciplined effort. Even in normal terms also, who will be the humble people, and the more you achieve, the more some of the real achievers, they are very, very humble in the history of the mankind. And if you see that, very, very humble they will become. We have any number of examples, and hence bhakti. Why bhakti is? Bhakti is the leveler, balancing act, and then that gives you. And now, having said that, then saguna and nirguna kara. So I have already discussed through a phrase. Bhakti gives us shakti. With that we get yukti, and then we can pursue mukti, the liberation. So bhakti, shakti, yukti, mukti. And then Shraddha and then Bhakti are interchangeably used, I told you last time. I thought and then shared. And then Bhakti, from Bhakti to Jnana, and from Jnana to Mukti. So all that, and after that, Bhagavan, he has given, in the first episode of this chapter, I shared, and then I will review that. Verse 1 to 5 is about Sakara and Nirakara Upasana. 6 to 8 is Bhakti Phala, what is the benefit of the Bhakti Yoga. 9 to 12 are the Vividha, जो आध्यात्मिक साधनाएं क्या हैं, what are the various tools, and then helpful techniques. 9 to 12, and 13 to 20 is what are the qualities and then characteristics of a good devotee, and then भक्त के लक्षण जो होनी चाहिए या होते हैं वो क्या क्या हैं. And after the three most chief qualities have been identified throughout the Adhyaya, 12th chapter is sense control, Indriya Samyamana, equanimity and equality, Sarvatra Samabuddhi, and most importantly, compassion, which is the Kshama, and then the Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha, and compassion. So that is with all the beings, not only to the fellow beings. We can't even stand a fellow human being who is very well known for some time, and then where will we stand the other beings? But it is being told that Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha, and we need to have that steadfastness, patience, Kshamata, and that compassion, because Eko Rasa Karuna Eva, that's what is said. Having said that, he has given what are the lakshan, kya hote hain, characteristics which can be inculcated by devotees, and then those who want to be devotees and who want to be humble and achieve something greater in life and an enlightenment life, is starting from Advaita Sarabhutanam to Bhaktiman Me Samay Priya tak. There are several things which he has given, which are Anapeksha, Suchi, Daksha, Udasina, Karma Phala Tyaga, Sita Prajna, Mauni, Shraddha, Tyaga, Dvandvatita. द्वंद्वातीत, आई विल जस्ट टेक ए पॉज. तो सब लोग जानते हैं उतना मूर्ख कोई नहीं है, भगवान बिल्कुल नहीं है, अर्जुन नहीं है, भगवान बिल्कुल नहीं है. शीत शीत होता है, उष्ण उष्ण होता है, शत्रु शत्रु होता है, मित्र मित्र होता है, सभी जानते हैं, भगवान बिल्कुल जानते हैं, हम भी जानते हैं. लेकिन ये नहीं बोला जा रहा है भगवद गीता में, ये नहीं बोल रहा है कि सी एंड हॉट एंड कोल्ड आर सेम, पेन एंड प्लेजर आर सेम. No, that's not it. What द्वंद्वास are always there, but द्वंद्वातीत बनने की बोल रहे हैं. तो समदृष्टि डेवलप करने के लिए बोल रहे हैं. अगर कोई मुझे गाली दे, आप समझ रहे हैं ना मैं क्या बोल रहा हूं. अगर मुझे the worst of the गाली भी दे, तो what should be my reaction or response is in my hand. तो दैट इज द्वंद्वातीत बनने का. लेकिन गाली देने वाला गाली दे रहा है, शत्रु शत्रु ही है, फ्रेंड फ्रेंड है, ये है. लेकिन व्हाट चॉइस आई हैव टू रेस्पॉन्ड एंड देन रिएक्ट एंड देन फाइट विथ एंड देन ब्रेक ऑल माई ब्रिजेस इज द चॉइस दैट आई हैव. ये चॉइस मेरे को आने के लिए भक्ति योगा एंड देन दिस योगा एंड देन द गीता शुड हेल्प एंड विल हेल्प. That's what is very important. So कभी नहीं बोला गया कि है करके हेकिल करने की बात नहीं है कि शीत शीत होता है, उष्ण उष्ण होता है, पेन प्रेशर ये दोनों एक ही क्यों होता है, ऐसा नहीं समझना चाहिए करके मैं समझता हूँ. मेरे लिए मैं क्या समझता हूँ, ये कि द्वंद्वातीत बनने के लिए, and you elevate yourself beyond the shackles and the dilemmas of these द्वंद्वास, the dualities of the life. बिकॉज अगर उसमें पड़ जाएगा तो हर जगह आपको द्वंद्व दिखेगा ही. वही ओनली द्वंद्व, देर इज बहुता, देर इज मल्टीपलिसिटी यू विल कम अक्रॉस इन लाइफ. So
एक
if we cannot deal
भाटी
duality,
साहब कुछ
multiplicity,
इंटरजेक्ट
how do
चाहते
we?
हैं, भाटी साहब कुछ
I know. I'll just stop, and then immediately once I stop, it is only second round which is open, and one
Yes.
can always enter भी
Now
reject कर
you can
सकते हैं,
respond.
reject.
You can listen.
Yeah,
listen.
yeah.
You can
Sure,
respond
sure,
to
sure.
भाटी साहब. पहले भाटी साहब का एक
Yeah, yeah.
इंटरजेक्शन ले लेते हैं, सेकंड राउंड चालू कर देते हैं.
No, I'm just completing. Just it's only a few seconds, and then we
Okay.
can take interjection, rejection, projection, anything we can take. Okay, right. And so and प्रत्यक्षा. So प्रत्यक्षा परोक्षा के बारे में हमारे यहाँ प्रत्यक्षा एंड परोक्षा एंड देयर इज सम प्रत्यक्ष नहीं बोला गया है, अपरोक्ष बोला गया है, मोनिज्म नहीं बोला गया, एकत्व नहीं बोला गया, अद्वैत बोला गया है. क्यों ऐसा बोला गया है? आई एम श्योर झा साहब एंड देन स्वामी विल बी एबल टू टेल सम अदर टाइम अबाउट ऐसा क्यों बोला गया. मैं एक ट्रिगर दे रहा हूँ आज. Similarly, aparokshanubhuti. Why is aparokshanubhuti? They could have said parokshanubhuti. So, anubhuti is pratyaksha and God is paroksha. That is why it is called in Veda also Veda. Paroksha vai vahi priyaha devaha. Paroksha priya vai vahi devaha. That's what it is said. The Shruti is saying Veda. So, they are always, so in a Dvaita Bhava, which is also a valid philosophy, that Bhagavan is different, Jivatma is different, Paramatma is different, that Dvaita Bhava is there. But Advaita kab banega to once you become an Anubhuti, the experience, when you are experiencing, you will have the Aparoksha Anubhuti, that is the impersonal or Proksha Anubhuti or Aparoksha Anubhuti. That's how it should be understood is my take on today's discussion and the chapter. Thank you.
Right.